We've grown a rabble frazzle, everyone. It is finally the final review for the Transformers Quadrilogy, Part 4 of 4, Transformers Age of Extinction. And with me is the prime admin of this channel, Michael Davis, the Transformers addict.
Doing well, the prime admin. I like that.
Yeah.
I actually really like that. Doing well. How's yourself?
Good. Oh, I'm hearing myself, my own video now. Whoopsie. I need to mute my own video. Okay, there we go.
Penta trilogy.
It is now going to be a Penta trilogy starting tomorrow. Exciting.
Yeah, only one day away, and then the 3-year wait is finally over.
Yes, and then after that, the beginning of the 1-year wait for the next one.
Yeah, which is yeah.
I mean, well, who knows? It's gonna be good. Like, I honestly think Transformers Bumblebee will be good. Like, a fresh new start, a whole different director, a whole different team. Like, I think that's gonna be good. It won't be as like crazy, like action packed as The Last Night, but as a movie, it's gonna be good, and that's what we need for the franchise: is a good movie.
See, the thing with me and B as a character in this movie universe is that he's plastered on everything, has one of the most spotlights in the whole freaking franchise, and I get that because he's the child appeal character of the Transformers movie universe as well as the franchise itself. But if you're going to dedicate a whole movie to him, I'm probably going to stay away from that, honestly. I mean, we'll see, but I don't think my hype is going to be as much as it was for all of these 5 movies.
That's understandable. I mean, Bumblebee is literally in, like, he's, like, especially now, like, with all the shows being about Bumblebee, you know, Bumblebee getting a lot of, like, you know, got a lot of good spotlight in this film, The Last Night in general. So I can see why people can get a little sick of Bumblebee. But, you know, but we're not here to talk about Bumblebee. We're here to talk about Transformers Age of Extinction. In the 4th and final installment of the right now home release franchise. As right now, like, so to start my review, I'm gonna say that Age of Extinction, and I'm gonna review this as a movie. I know, like, I'll probably review this as a movie first. Now then I'll review this as a Transformers fan second. But just to give a little rundown of what happens, it's been years after Dark of the Moon. Chicago was destroyed. A lot of innocent lives are gone. And a lot of the people of Earth are upset. The Transformers are in hiding, not just Decepticons, but now the Autobots as well. Because apparently, we learned in the beginning of the movie that the Autobots have been hunted down by this secret organization, Cemetery Wind, led by Kelsey Grammer's. Oh my god, I forgot his character's name. What's his name, Michael?
Who's
Kelsey Grammer's character?
Oh Jesus, Harold Attinger.
Harold Attinger. He's leading this secret organization partnered with a Transformer lockdown. He is not aligned, not Autobot, not Decepticon. They hunt down the Autobots. They find Optimus Prime, but he gets away. This doesn't happen on screen, but it happened. We meet our hero, Mark Wahlberg's Cade Yeager. He is an inventor, quote unquote, and he finds this dirty, gross truck in the theater. He buys it. He is going to, like, fix it up. Turns out it's not. I don't think it's a car at all. I think it's a Transformer. It's Optimus Prime. He helps them. You know, he helps them get together. He helps Optimus Prime escape. The Cemetery Woman comes for him, but they leave. They meet the rest of the Autobots. We have new Autobots. We have Hound, Drift, Crosshairs, but then we have Bumblebee, and they take an adventure trying to redeem their name. We meet KSI. It's a business that is trying to design new Transformers, led by Stanley Tucci's Joshua Joyce. He's creating new Transformers, one called Galvatron, another one called Stinger. They get mixed up with those characters, and Galvatron is activated to fight Optimus Prime, which we learn that Galvatron is sentient more than he should be. More things happen, and it leads to lockdown capturing Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is almost sent with lockdown up into space, but the Autobots go up there and rescue him. Optimus Prime tells Cade that Galvatron is Megatron, just reincarnated. They learn about the seed, the MacGuffin of this film, the bomb that'll explode and create transformium, a metal that the antagonists are trying to get to make more metal. It leads to them going to China and duking it all out. Optimus Prime has saved the Dinobots from Lockdown ship. The Dinobots were these trophies in the ship, and he releases them, and with the help of the Dinobots, they defeat Lockdown. Lockdown dies, and Galvatron is defeated, but is not dead. He is finally reborn and is setting up the next installment, which will be released tomorrow. That is the overall ending of Age of Extinction. And as a movie, I will say that this one is. I'm not going to say it's as a movie. Is it good? No, it's fun to watch, especially fun to watch. The visuals, once again, are breathtaking. But what really ruins this movie is that some, if not most, of the characters are very premature. Some of them are literally act like children, especially the new Autobots. They all act like children. Kelsey Grammer's character literally is just his only character is that he loves America and that America should be free, even though it already is free. And his whole thing about that is just lame. And then we got T.J. Miller is in this movie, and he just made me comic relief. Luckily to die, but only to be replaced by Joshua Joyce being the new comic relief. But they're both annoying, but in different ways. Mark Wahlberg says a bunch of dumb lines. So does his daughter and the boyfriend. And the boyfriend is so annoying. None of these characters you can say are really likable because a lot of them are just dumb in ways. Mark Wahlberg keeps saying he's the inventor, and unfortunately he's a great actor, but some of the lines, the way he delivers them, are not you can't take him seriously. The Irish boyfriend's just trying to be another Shia LaBeouf, but failing. The only person that has gained character in this movie is Optimus Prime. It took him 3 movies to get more character, and his character, in the character that he gains, is the exact opposite of what he should be acting because he's Optimus Prime and he wants to kill people, which is very it's completely the opposite side. I mean, we can explain why he wants to do that. The movie is if you watch Optimus Prime throughout these movies, his brother has betrayed him, his mentor has betrayed him, the humans he fought for have betrayed him. So, to be honest, it's understandable, but it's just not Optimus Prime, and actually, it makes this movie kind of feel off. Lockdown was he was of all, when it comes to anything that's cool, the Dinobots are cool. Unfortunately, they don't talk. They're not as they're really just there to roar. They're sort of like props. They're Deus Ex Machina. They're what saved the day. They're really awesome designs, albeit unnatural, but they do a lot of awesome scenes. But unfortunately, again, they're only there for about 10 minutes of screen time of this 2-hour and 40-minute movie, which is insane.
45-minute movie.
45 minutes. Yeah, exactly. So, which it's the longest of the franchise, and you feel it. Watching it a second time, I just watched this last night, and God, there are some scenes. I'll say for sure the worst scene of this film is the Romeo and Juliet laws.
That shit legit pissed me off because it's
yes.
Why are you wasting 5 to 10 minutes about a statute in Texas?
Exactly. I feel like there was some
no connection to the story whatsoever, other than this allows me to fuck your daughter.
Exactly. They could just fix it and just said she was 18. If they just said she was 18, this whole thing would have no problem. But
no, they spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes on a fucking statue for Romeo and Juliet law.
I feel I want to say I bet the reason why the scene was made, I bet some producer was like, "Hey Michael, give me a reason to have sex with this this teenage girl." Don't worry, producer, I got you. Put this Texas law. It's just so that scene was really hard to watch.
Now, I'm gonna add on to what you're saying for this whole review so far.
Mm-hmm.
I, for one, and to also kind of recap, I'll do my recap towards the end, honestly, but I, for one, as usual, they don't call me the Transformers addict for no fucking reason. I enjoyed this film for what it was. I thought it was slightly different just because we did get a whole new cast of Autobots. We got the 5 new Autobots minus Prime and Bumblebee, so we got 5 again. And then it was their chance to tell their story. Do we know where they came from? Nope. You want to know where they came from? Money.
Mm-hmm.
Lazy writing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate sounding like that, and I have nothing against Michael Bay or the writers. Middle ground. There's always a middle ground there. This is practically a new chapter, but story where the humans are extremely prejudiced to all Cybertronians. I am not calling them Transformers. I'm sorry, Tronians.
Sorry, Michael. You seem to be you're cutting out a little bit here.
Sorry.
Michael, you're cutting out a little here, so it's hard to hear you.
Did you?
It's still cutting out.
Can you hear me?
Just barely. Like you're still cutting out. Just a little bit better, but hello?
Better?
Did we lose you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I heard that.
Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're okay, but I don't know if that's gonna.
So can you still hear me?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I hear you fine. If you start cutting out again, I'll warn you.
Like I said, it's my internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can hear me now.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Michael? Well, Michael, hello? Oh, dear. I don't know if we lost him. Oh, we lost him. Oh, we totally lost him. Okay, I was looking at the comments. Okay. Well, we lost him for a while. I'll keep continue on with my review. I'm going to also look at the comments here. Give me some boosts of what a lot of people are here saying that yeah, Transformers 4 failed. We got let's scroll up here. Okay, here. Laura Nachos says AOE is absolute garbage. You're on the right track.
Okay, I'm officially back.
Okay, cool.
The computer decided to be a dick. I don't know why.
All right.
Oh, I have an update. That's why. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, what was I saying last time?
You were saying yeah. Got it.
So yeah, I like the fact that this story continues the old story from Dark of the Moon and takes a new take on it with brand new Autobots, minus again Bumblebee and Optimus. Like how the humans are taking extreme prejudice on the Cybertronian race because they basically assume, oh, all these aliens that are here must be hostile. I mean, it's not like anyone tried to save us during the Battle of Chicago. Sure. I mean, why not? It's your backwards ass thinking for typical humans in this film. But there's something that just feels odd. The sudden change. It feels too quick. Like, I get this is like 3 or 4 years after Transformers Dark of the Moon. But at the same time, I think that hold on a second.
Well, now it's just me again. Hello, everyone. Hello to the Autobot Brony. Hello to Lord Nachos. Hello to Prime Productions. Hello to Jazz Autobot. Hello, everyone. Megatron Productions. Anyone else new? Nope. Okay, good.
So, but yeah, it feels way too quick. I'm not trying to like drone this on for as long as possible, obviously, but I'm simply honestly trying to share my thoughts here.
Gotcha.
But it really just felt too quick. Again, this is 4 years after Transformers: Age of Extinction. We have this new government group called Cemetery Wind, which, yeah, that's cool and all, but do you really have to eliminate all Cybertronians? Like, they didn't waste any time with Ratchet or Leadfoot. They're just like, oh, it's a Transformer, Cybertronian, let's kill it. And don't even remember if it saved you or not. I mean, I find it funny that I'm honestly trying to put myself in like these soldiers' shoes. It's like, what if some of those actual soldiers were civilians that were in Dark of the Moon, and like it was Leadfoot or Ratchet or even Optimus or someone who saved them, and this dude is literally being told by the government, kill them or we kill you, pretty much. Like that'd be heavy. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like that could sort of happen, but I guess it sort of didn't. Like, I mean, we're introduced to another new character, big surprise, another human, basically a human transformer hunter, James Savoy, and what was his name? Titus Welliver. He did really good in this film. Like, his acting was.
Oh man, we sure have different opinions on that then. My face is my warrant. Good acting.
I mean, I personally liked his acting.
Oh yeah. Of course, opinions is
pretty convincing for that typical kind of dickhead government dude. Kelsey Grammer, holy crap, he was incredible. Excuse me, you're gonna have to carry on.
All right. Okay. Cool. I'll carry on. Anyway, I'm gonna lead on to what I was saying about this movie generally. I'll talk about the specifics of some of the scenes or characters in the movies, but as right now, generically, Age of Extinction, I'll say like it was successful, but I think it's funny that it was only successful in China, like the most, but probably because a good portion of the film was set in China, and like China put a lot of money into this movie when after released. Like in America, domestically, it is the worst successful Transformers film. Like it did the least for money. Like not many people watched it, which is sad because this doesn't help The Last Night. And the way The Last Night looks, it looks just kind of like Age of Extinction. So it's kind of scary to feel like it's like these movies. Surprisingly, how they're making a whole cinematic universe after somewhat of the failure of what this movie's doing domestically. You back?
Back again.
All right.
So yeah, like I said, and sorry to cut you off.
No problem.
So yeah, Kelsey Grammer, best actor in this whole damn film.
Oh, you think so?
Well, I didn't mean acting.
I mean, he did well acting, but like I think his character was like he was boring because like if you think of anything besides the fact that he wanted to kill the Transformers, what else about him do you know?
He served the country for decades.
Okay, that's it though. He is a patriot and he wants to kill the Transformers for patriotism. That's all we know about him.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. But Kelsey Grammer as a human villain like Harold Attinger, he was pretty good. I was surprised that he was even in the film. Like Fraser is a Transformer killer. Good God. I know what feels odd about this. It just finally caught to me. Literally the transfer between Sam and then Cade. That just all of a sudden clicked in my head. I don't know why, but it just did. I don't like Cade as much as I did prior, because now that I think about it, him and Sam are pretty much the same in certain levels. For example, Sam is like I don't want to say, I don't know, would the right term be impulsive?
Yeah, you can say that.
And Cade is sort of the same way. Like he's impulsive on trying to be the success. He repeats himself a few times too. He even has a few shy moments of his own, like no, you know. And it's just the fact that, first of all, when he meets Optimus, I felt as though I felt as though Prime should have like done something more instead of be like, oh, this human has let me have refuge in his barn while he's trying to fix me. It's just like, how do I know what your intentions are? You said, I mean, I'm pretty sure if Optimus heard like what he said, like while he was in like stasis mode, pretty much, I'm pretty sure they can hear in stasis mode or something. But like, I could scrap it down, sell it for parts. I'd be pretty upset with, I'd be pretty upset with Cade if I was Optimus.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Optimus was wary because he even like they had to introduce each other, and even that whole speech with he told Optimus like later on like when the ship that I originally wanted to sell you for parts, but I didn't. It's just, like isn't Cade's character of compared to Shia LaBeouf's, like I don't really know if I don't really like I don't like one better than the other. I think they're both okay. Like I don't hate either one. I mean, like I said before, Cade's character can get a little annoying sometimes, especially like every time like he thinks he's like an inventor, which he totally isn't. I mean, he is an inventor, but like he's not like groundbreaking. Like I don't know, just maybe sometimes like there are a lot of lines he had that just sounded ridiculous. Like the whole thing, like I'm an inventor. This could be a big break for me. The way he delivered that line is silly. And watching the IMAX footage fan event, like there's a lot of scenes like he did. I'll tell you that like a lot of his character really doesn't like change. Like he is the same person.
No, I mean, I kind of figured that, except now instead of being an inventor, he's an inventor who's on the run.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing different whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, he's apparently supposed to have a love interest because in the previous one, this one we're talking about, he didn't have one because he was too afraid to get back out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't want to risk another wife dying for some reason. I mean, I don't know. It just that little sub story just seemed a little odd. It's like there's a tension between Tessa and Cade, and I get it. He's a single dad. He's got a lot of shit on his plate, but it didn't fit properly. Oh, don't even get me fucking started on Tessa.
Oh yeah, Tessa was annoying.
Literally the most useless, annoying human character in the whole Transformers cinematic universe. I absolutely hate the crap out of her for several reasons. Mm-hmm. She's a bitch towards Cade. She's a bitch towards Shane. She's even a bitch towards the Autobots at some point. It's like, what? So you and him are partners now? It's like, what do you expect? You're on the run. You try to survive in a regular car, your ass is going to get captured and probably thrown in jail for life. Would you rather partner up with a Cybertronian and have a chance of surviving a regular life? Just, and then the shit whenever they're on the freaking Knights Temenos and the Steeljaws, or Turbofox as I call them, are about to crawl, or no, they are crawling on the anchor, and she's about to go back to the ship or whatever. Shane talks to her, do not start with me. It's like, fine, fuck you, bitch. Just die then. I'm not going to save your ass just because you want to go back to the ship. You're crawling towards Cybertronian-esque alien-like wolf creatures that will want to kill you. And you're going to go back to the ship? You think you're safer there? I mean, you almost had an alien have some foreplay with you with that green tongue. Wants it up in there. I mean, she's just useless. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything except towards the very damn end where it's like, I'm going to
agree.
Thing to this cable so that way we can pull Optimus's sword out. You ready? Let's go. Drive! It's like, you had your spotlight. Congratulations. What do you want, a fucking medal? And then the shit with them capturing her while she's in the Chrysler and she can't even break the window. She's just like pounding on it with her bare hand.
Now, well, I'll say that you know how hard it is to break a car window? If someone of her size, there's no way she would have broken it anyway.
I mean, she had a tool. She had a tool in the next scene in the Knights Temenos, and she used it to fight and I like to call them this, she used them to fight the GoBots.
Nice.
She could have, like, busted that rear window with that, but nope. I'm gonna let myself get captured. Bye, Daddy. Just, she gives me a headache. She legit gives me a headache. I hate Tessa so much. She is one of the
Yeah,
useless characters in the whole franchise.
I agree. Like Tessa was exactly annoying, and and also her boyfriend Shane does not help at all. He is,
Nope.
in my opinion, just as annoying. God, like just those two together. God, I'm so glad that this movie is gonna be more about Cade by himself, because both Tessa and Shane were just unneeded. Like
You know what I would have liked?
Huh.
If Shane's car was actually Cybertronian like we thought it would be.
Oh yeah,
that was Jumper, or if it was like, I don't know, maybe like Searchlight or someone else, I wouldn't care. But come on. You're an Irish race car driver, and because it's so important, you got picked up by Red Bull. I bet anyone could get picked up by Red Bull. You were just at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, like he's coward. Like he's cowardly. Like there's nothing. He doesn't redeem himself.
I surrender. I surrender.
Like where he just like he's he's just there to make Mark Wahlberg's character madder, and like in some some comic relief stuff. Like there's nothing important about either of those two. They don't redeem themselves. I mean, their quote unquote redemption scene was the whole Optimus Prime crane thing, but that doesn't help the entire movie where you're just face palming.
Even then, he fucked it up. Literally, when the music was playing, it was a badass moment. He had to open his mouth and just go, yeah, and just no, shut your fucking mouth. Don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
Even
bad characters.
He redeemed himself, then that redemption was taken away. Just because of that. That's my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree. But Tessa and Shane, they suck. Like, no offense to Jack Rayner and Nicola Peltz. It's not their fault that their characters were written so terribly. But their acting does not help.
It does not help at all.
Because Tessa is almost as monotone as Cade.
Mm-hmm.
Shane has some different, type of tones, but he can't keep an accent straight.
True.
Now, for the robot characters, I will say this. There is a bit more character development for Optimus, and I like it a lot. I like the fact that he is, like, done with the humans, pretty much. He is literally so fed up of trying to risk his own ass to save us while we're being prejudiced towards his very kind, Autobot and Decepticon. He has to put up with so much other betrayal. Like, he had to go through Sentinel Prime. He had to see one of his own brethren, one of the original Primes, try to destroy the Earth. Megatron being reborn, who was actually a brother to him. I mean, and now we see also that Ratchet being killed by Optimus. I mean, not by Optimus, Jesus, by KSI. And we see Optimus's reaction, and he's not happy. I wouldn't blame him if he was done with the humans. I really wouldn't. I stand with him. Like, no one should have to go through that much. Again, that's just me, but
I totally agree. I'll say that for sure. Like, because like sucks though that like let's say like a normal audience member, someone who doesn't like watch these movies back to back, like, see they don't understand that, because like what all you said is totally true. Like, Optimus Prime has gone through so much, so it's great to actually have character development for Optimus. Either though it be like completely opposite of what this character is all about, but it is like, if anything, it is real though. Like, it's real. It's a realistic sense.
it
change.
shows how even an alien life form can be more human than us.
Yeah.
Like that is honestly it. That shows that an alien life form can be more human than we humans ourselves.
But so, and just change up a bit. What do you think about the new Autobots, or the characters of the Autobots?
Okay, typical ratio stereotype Drift. I like him. I mean, but he doesn't really do much aside from help Bumblebee trying to break into KSI to save Cade, and then slash a few KSI. He doesn't even get that much screen time.
No, he doesn't.
He literally, honestly, gets the Dark of the Moon Mirage treatment, where he's only there for like a few portions of the movie.
I mean, like, but that's like, I don't know, because like Mirage is literally, he was like, he
At
said,
least
I think he said 2 lines, and then he is just in the background.
Yeah, but Mirage did shit. Like,
Drift did a lot. Like he did shit too. But like, if anything, Drift has way more, like, did way more than Mirage, unfortunately, because Mirage, you saw him like scare a couple guys, and then he killed one guy, and then you kind of see in the background for most of the movie. Well, Drift was, you know, I mean, I agree that like Drift was in the background like too as well, but at least he had more voice lines. But then again, him and Crosshairs as well. Crosshairs probably has less than what Drift is. What was the big Crosshair scene except the shooting down the 2 guys, the 2 ships? Nothing else really.
Yeah, that was cool. And
it was cool, yeah. Like if go on.
No, you were going.
I was just saying, like, if of all the Autobots that get like the spotlight that are new, Hound for sure.
Yes. And Hound instantly became a fan favorite because he's getting a lot more screen time in TLK as well.
And not to mention, he's voiced by an iconic actor. Like, John Goodman is amazing.
John Goodman, Roseanne's husband. I mean,
he is classic for many films and shows.
Yeah. And I'm glad they brought Hound in. A lot of people were pretty much saying that he looks like Bulkhead, and I can see that. But also, the thing is, the movies take a lot from other continuities, such as cartoons, comics, and such, which I can get. I just would have liked to have the new Autobots, have more screen time. I will say this, though. From the progression from the first movie to this one, there has been a bit more of a balance between the robots and the humans. It got better each time.
Yeah.
Like, first movie, not so much. Second movie, okay, you got robots everywhere. Third time, you still got robots everywhere, but not as much as the second, because the second was too much. This one, perfect. Actually, no. I don't want to say perfect yet, because we have yet to see The Last Night, and we know there are going to be a shit ton of characters. But from what I believe is, I think there's going to be a nice balance, if not better balance, from The Last Night than Age of Extinction.
I agree. From what I hear and what we see, like, there's a lot of like robot interaction, more than we can even imagine.
Like, but again, we're not here to talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. There's something there's something I wanted to mention too. But I did like I said in the previous reviews. I've been watching this with my roommates who have not seen the franchise, and surprisingly, my friend who works with me, the one who cannot keep up with the movies, I told her today, I'm like, hey, so what do you think of the movie? And she told me how, like, it was easy to follow. She can tell who's who. For after 3 films, she can figure out who's finally who, and that there was like the movie was like it gave like breaks where you can kind of just like rest your mind, because like this movie had the pacing in this movie was better than Dark of the Moon and Revenge of the Fallen. Like I can say that I wasn't as bored watching Age of Extinction as I was in, like, for Dark of the Moon and Revenge of the Fallen. There are lots of like long scenes where just nothing happens, and for Age of Extinction they balance well with scenes that are cool to watch, with scenes that are just used for moving the plot forward. And I'm glad that like this movie, like, it only took them 4 movies, but I'm glad that people can like watch this and you know, be like, oh, I get it, I see what's going on. And it's totally thanks to the designer team of ILM designing these Autobots very specific. Like, you can tell, you know, who's Hound, who's Drift, who's Crosshairs, and because the robot cast is shorter, it helps the audience recognize who's who. Because for the villains, it's just 3 guys: Stinger, Lockdown, and Galvatron. And that really helps the audience just be like, okay, you know, that helps to see like who's, because like in Dark of the Moon, confused, like, I thought he was dead. Why is he alive? Who is that again? Didn't we see him last time? I thought he died last time. Like, these ones, like, it's nice to know that, you know, they figured out that, you know, they need more specific designs to help the audience see what was going on, and I enjoy that.
I feel as though like the characters should have got like proper like recognition in a sense. Like you kind of hear Hound's name being addressed, you hear Crosshair's name being addressed, but you don't have any mention of Drift. You're just supposed to expect, oh, hey, the Japanese samurai dude, yeah, that's Drift.
Yeah, the only time, like, if for those who don't know who Transformers is, the only time you get to see that is it's on screen when they're chasing them with Galvatron and Stinger. Otherwise, like, you would
That's
just
the only time you actually see Drift's name, and that
Yeah.
legit actually bugged me. Another thing that bugged me for the freaking film was the lack of transformations, the proper transformations. The only ones we really got to see were Bumblebee and Optimus, because they are the two most iconic throughout the whole franchise. I mean, sure, we got the new transformation style from KSI with Galvatron and the drones and Stinger and all those guys, and Lockdown. Lockdown's transformation was cool, don't get me wrong. But no transformation shown for Hound. It's just like, hey, I'm in robot mode in this scene. Oh, I'm in vehicle mode in the next. Same with Crosshairs and Drift. You only get to see him really transform from vehicle to robot mode once. And that's in the KSI scene right when Bumblebee breaks in. You see him like kind of stand up.
Yeah.
And actually, to a commenter, yes, Crosshairs' name is spoken. Drift literally is in the ship, and they're about to like pull the anchors, and you hear Drift say, "Better hurry, Crosshairs." So
Yeah, I mean, it is, which is hard because Ken Watanabe's accent does get thick. There are plenty of time, like the scene with Drift and Bumblebee, when he's kind of ranting Bumblebee. There's you really have to watch that scene a couple of times to understand exactly what he's saying.
you have to have the subtitles on to understand it all.
Yeah, it is like so. I that's understandable. Like for Drift, like it is a thick accent.
Yeah, it's pretty. But then here's another thing that sort of kind of irks me with this film. Apparently, it is a prequel. It sort of explains like how the Cybertronians were created and were introduced to the elements of the creators and how they were made by using these relics called the seeds to cyberform Earth for the Cybertronians' elemental metals. Where did this come from?
A writer's quick thought. That's it.
Don't get me wrong. Again, I love these films. But the chronological order in terms of like the past scenes, like the literal flashback past scenes, are not chronological at all. To pretty much understand that section, you would literally have to go from the fourth movie to the, I want to say the second movie. And then, wait, what was first, the Mars landing or the moon landing?
The what? The Mars landing. The Mars landing was, I believe, in '79.
And the moon landing was
actually, no, I could be completely wrong. I think it actually was in the '90s. That's too quick. Yeah, I could be completely wrong there.
And the moon landing was when?
The moon landing was '69, if not '72.
So the moon landing came first, and then that would be the honest only way to really like get it chronologically correct. Because dinosaurs and so on, it's backwards. It's really backwards. And now in this, no, I'll save that for tomorrow. But the story just seemed really odd. Like I get it's still continuing because it's like, oh, Megatron is now Galvatron. Decepticons are sort of back. Can we even call these things Decepticons?
I mean, in a technical sense, yes, because it is like the Megatron gave them life, and like they're. I mean, they're Decepticon probably in name. I wouldn't say in name only, just in action only, because like they're technically not like they didn't. They were just straight up programmed by Galvatron to do his bidding. And since Galvatron is Megatron, who's a Decepticon, you can just go ahead and say that they're all Decepticons.
All right. So, what else does there really say? Character development wise, everyone's an asshole. Even
like unfortunately, all these characters are wooden. Like they're all like one dimensional. They only have like one thing that drives them, and unfortunately, like that's which just makes you doesn't make you care about them. Like I really didn't care about if Tessa died, I wouldn't care. If Shane died, I wouldn't care. If like TJ Miller, totally did not care. I didn't like the whole dramatic scene where Tessa is sad about T.J. Miller. No, I'm pretty sure no one in the audience was feeling what she felt. It's because his character was just really boring and dumb and like annoying.
I kind of like T.J. Miller's character though. It kind of gave like a fresh sense of humor into the franchise.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's fresh humor, but it's fresh Michael Bay humor.
Yeah. That's another thing with this freaking franchise is that a lot of the humor is just terrible.
It is when it comes to hit or miss, a lot of them are very much miss.
It's really bad.
And from watching the IMAX event, it does not change in last night.
Oh god damn it!
I'm trying to see. Yeah, with the whole the creators with the Extinction of the Dinosaurs, it's just this whole like they make it seem like the Transformers have been living on for millennia, but if you think about it, I think I mentioned this in the review already, but like you have the creators destroying the Earth 65 million years ago, like terraforming it. Then we have the primes came in at what time? Like, is this say 18,000 BC or 1,000 BC? And it's like from so it's been pretty much the Transformers have been alive at most 65 million years ago. Like they've been created from that long. And but it just feels like I feel like they like in the other Transformer timelines, like let's say the aligned continuity, they've been off for billions of years. The original primes billions of years ago. So I don't know. Just I mean, 65 million years is still a long ass time. Like we as a species have only been around for like probably I think what 3, 4, maybe 5,000 years. So it's some time has been passed, but like it's I don't know, just it makes me really curious overall. I guess I'm not really saying that the timeline's bad. I'm just saying that there's a lot of holes that I would like to see filled. What I think would be great for Hasbro to do is that after all these films are finished, all the if Last Night's over and all the prequels and these are over, what would be great is to make some kind of like Transformer cinematic guidebook to fill in the whatever's left of the holes, kind of like the Covenant of Primus, or like those illustrated dictionary books you see like that Star Wars has and other movie franchises have. Like that would be cool to see because like with this, Age of Extinction totally just flipped all of what we learned about the Transformers and just went backwards. Like it just totally just flipped us over. The whole what we'll learn about the Last Night. Who knows? Like what the Last Night turns out they were born, and it's the Quintessons kind of like the line continuity. The Quintessons lied and they said that they made them, but turns out they didn't. So there's a lot of things the Last Night could change a lot of the continuity, just like Age of Extinction did.
I really hope it is properly explained. I hope something explained so that way it's not
and and with the whole Last Night, and we see Quintessa like a creator, but Michael may know this, but hopefully he will not say anything. But who knows? Like I hope we see more creators, not just one person. It's just a lot of things were left unanswered in Age of Extinction. Anything else you want to add to that, Michael?
Action scenes were good for the most part.
Yeah. What do you think about the Dinobots?
Waste of time.
Unfortunately, as what they are, they're fucking badass. God, they're so cool. They're the coolest part of the movie.
Amazing.
But Lily, how do you explain Cybertronian dinosaurs? You just say that they are legend forgotten, and then they're in lockdown ship as a trophy or as a prisoner. We don't really know.
The thing is, we don't even know if they're knights.
That's just it. That's the thing. Are they knights? Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they were because they look more
like.
Do
you think do you think the Dinobots were prototypes to what will become Dragonstorm?
Possibly.
It's like who knows how long? Because if they are legends, that's our only backstory, is that they are legendary warriors, which means that it's not like the Fallen, where the Fallen was not known to Optimus, but the Dinobots apparently were known, but he thought they were just story.
We can pretty much just say that the Dinobots, if they are referred to as legendary warriors, according to Optimus, they have been around on Cybertron for a very long time.
Or at least were known on Cybertron for a long time. Because like as far as like, if I feel like a part of me wants to say like the Dinobots were probably like, how long, like, did they leave Cybertron early on? Like the fact that they were legend means that they weren't on Cybertron for a good few generations.
Turned into?
Huh?
I was saying, were they exiled because of what they turned into? We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like one of my theories is that maybe an early like Prime, maybe, possibly, because like the one thing you notice is that they do have an Autobot symbol on them, and they've been on, like, they've been around for a long ass time. And I think like the Autobot symbol is the name.
They have a faction. They are affiliated with Autobots.
Yes, and so which means like were the Autobots, like, is an Autobot symbol more is old? Because the Decepticon symbol apparently is old. Like the Decepticon symbol is as old as the Fallen. And so it makes you think, like, how old the Autobot symbol? It was. Do you think like the Autobot symbol was like first created when the first like Knights were made, and as Dinobots being like pre-Knights possibly, or just like experiments?
It's hard to determine at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's not going to be explained in the last.
Oh, of course not. The last night will not explain that for sure.
Because
that's only up for our interpretation.
Yeah, here's honestly the only thing that what the Dinobots were for, and I hate to say this because this has been like this with a lot of the Michael Bay Transformer films, if not all of them. The Dinobots were only there because fan service and popularity. Because during Fall of Cybertron, the Dinobots were the biggest fucking thing in the Transformers franchise since Predacons and Transformers Prime and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. And the movies decided, we're going to take this and we're going to put them in. Michael didn't want them in, but I guess he was persuaded or something, just decided, fuck it, this might be my last one.
Hasbro for sure. Like, they're like, look, Michael, they've done it successfully for our Fall of Cybertron game. Like, they'll make your movie, it'll sell a lot for toys, and to make this movie, like, people will sit down for the Dinobots alone. And that's true. There's a lot of people that went to go see this movie to see the Dinobots, which is unfortunately, like, it sucks because they're in literally the last 10 to 20 minutes of the film.
And they're all stuck in Dino mode.
Yeah, like
they do like nothing.
It sucks. Like watching this movie last night, I literally I was talking to my friends and like transform on the bridge and get battle ready. It sucks that like they look badass in their barbarian knight mode, but we never see them do anything with it. That's stupid.
I was incredibly disappointed, as were probably many other fans, because I don't like the fact that the Dinobots battle in their dinosaur mode at all. I want to go to the theater and see these giant reptilian mechanical beasts transform into their robot mode and start destroying the shit out of everything. I don't like the fact that they do it in their dino modes at all.
But sucks, like, yeah, because the dino part of Dinobot is obviously like what people would want to see, but I guess they just I guess they just didn't think that the robot mode would be just as cool. But like, it sucks because, like, all their designs are just amazing, and we won't be able to see that. And I'm pretty sure the last night will not show robot mode Dinobots. I think they're just going to be dinosaurs.
I mean, I'll be surprised, but I don't know.
I really, because it's, I don't know, because it's just like, because this is Grimlock, like, people recognize the T-Rex because like I think the reason why they probably won't show much robot mode is that for Dinobots is because people recognize Grimlock as the T-Rex, not the giant barbarian dude. And that's all. It's all those movies trying to, like, if you want people to, like, when you make a movie and wait 3 years for a sequel, people will unfortunately forget it, especially since Age of Extinction failed in the box office. So, domestically, it did not fail worldwide. It was the #1 movie worldwide. But like it, like I said before, it is the lowest grossing domestic film for Transformers franchise, and so like, I guess what I'm trying to say, like, people didn't like this movie, so people are going to come back to see this movie again. They saw because they didn't like it, and so you got to keep things more.
Also, the runtime is what also really killed it, not just for
Oh yeah,
but for the general audience. It's like you're sitting there, you have no idea what the hell is going on. You're expecting to see this movie. If you haven't seen the first three, you're gonna just be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Exactly, and like it's just, it's so lucky that this movie's paced well. That because like I said, Darker Than the Revenge of the Fallen, you feel the length, and I mean you do feel the length for Age of Extinction too, but at least you're still watching something. As of the past movies, there are long periods of time where you're just hoping for something cool to happen, and hopefully, and I believe The Last Night will fix that. For one, it is the second shortest film, and what we see, there's a lot of robot mode. So I think when it comes to, as a fan of Transformers, to watch The Last Night, this is probably going to be the best fan-reacted Transformers movie.
Some people were disappointed by it, from what I read. Some people actually enjoyed it. Other people were just like fucking ecstatic.
Like, yeah, it's like, in my opinion, I think The Last Night's probably going to be as a movie, it's going to be just a tad bit better than Age of Extinction.
Maybe,
but like I feel like it won't
incredibly better.
I mean, as a fan, I agree, but I think as a movie,
but if you're speaking in terms of general audience, then yeah, it might.
Yeah, critically, I think it's just gonna be a tad bit better. I'm really excited to see how this goes down, because God, it's tomorrow. It's fucking amazing. I can't wait.
3-year wait is finally over.
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you want to mention? Anything about like maybe Lockdown?
I felt Lockdown was a really strong villain character, and I would have loved if they didn't kill him off, because then he could, like... It shouldn't have ended... That's another thing with the Transformers movies. I get the Autobots have to save the day, but for this one movie, I would have loved an alternative ending where it's practically like Lockdown takes Optimus, goes back to the creators, Quintessa, and it just leads into TLK. Like, that should have been the cliffhanger right there. Like, you kind of just see the Autobots in distraught. You're like, what do we do now? Everyone kind of looks to B, and then the black screen, roll credits, done. That should have been it. Like, that would have
been crazy to see, though, if it actually happened that way.
That would have, like, hey, there's something for Infinite Chaos. But that's honestly how it should have ended. Like, I feel like that's how it should have gone down. And then it should have continued on, because Lockdown was a really strong villain character. I felt like he was the only one to actually give Optimus a proper challenge, rather than Megatron and the Fallen. Like, he still ended up killing them anyway. But like,
yeah, I mean, the Fallen, the Fallen for sure. Like, the Fallen, totally. That battle was.
He went out like a bitch.
Yeah, like it was. There's a word for it. I can't think of. Like, pretty much like you expect, prime on prime, like just and being the Fallen and having special abilities Optimus do not have. Like, you would think he would do a lot of crazy shit, but he does not. It literally, it's the fight lasts, if not a minute.
It's
unfortunate. The fight with Lockdown here was amazing.
We see Optimus actually struggle against a villain. Like, not like a simple, I'm gonna knock you down and you're gonna stay down sort of thing, like with Megatron in TF1, and then sort of like with Sentinel in TF3. No. Lockdown goes complete, like, fuck your shit, I'm gonna wreck the crap out of you on Prime. Like, headbutts, high kicks, a bunch of, like, even with Galvatron too, like, even though he didn't have much screen time, like, at least he didn't do anything super important. The fight between him and Optimus was incredible.
Yeah, but like it's only like one thing about Age of Extinction that I noticed is also, but like that fight with Galvatron and Optimus Prime was cool, but it wasn't the center of attention. Like, you had to look at the corner of the screen to see it happen. And I feel like for a Transformers movie, that's kind of ridiculous to have that. Like, following Optimus Prime's fight out with Galvatron, but you're following Tessa's failed attempt to escape, like, the battle. A very failed attempt. Like, and same thing with a lot of the portions of this movies, like the Optimus Prime getting chased by Lockdown in the beginning. When you would think that you would follow Optimus Prime's, chase in the movie called Transformers, but you're following the humans' chase with the other humans. while Optimus Prime is in the background running away from lockdown. Which it's I mean that's kind of lame, honestly. Like it's a cop out. I came here to watch the robots. I didn't come here for TJ Miller to yell stuff in the car.
I would have loved to see that one shot where you kind of see like Lockdown on one of the like underpasses and then Prime on the overpass, and like I can't remember which way it was, but I would have loved to see Lockdown like kind of transform and then like kind of jump on top of struggle in the middle of the freeway.
Exactly. Who knows? That could have happened, but we didn't see it.
We had to focus on the human protagonist. They're more important than the robots. I mean, might as well not even call it Transformers anymore. Just call it humans and
Jaeger and the Funky Bunch.
Just again, I love these films, but Jesus Christ, show the robots. I mean, you did good this time, but not good enough.
Like, in my opinion, when it comes to like the Galvatron, I like the Galvatron. Like the idea of Galvatron is great. It only took them, 4 films to get to that idea, but like it sucks that like they had to use it in like this different way. Like it's to have him like a human-made Transformer, and then like. I guess what I'm trying to say is the design for Galvatron was a little lackluster for me. I would have preferred something like, I don't know. He's going to be a forgettable design. Like his face was kind of weird. The whole like
face was fucking nightmare fuel. His face was nightmare fuel.
Oh yeah, it's and like and you get right up in his face in some of the shots.
That's what makes it really disturbing.
Yeah, and like the only like great cool part about Galvatron is the voice who is portraying the character, because having Frank Welker return for Megatron is like any fan's dream. And Hugo Weaving, for one, I know for a fact that he wasn't going to come back because he said in interviews how he totally did not want, like he didn't really care for being part of the franchise. He did it for money, like most actors. But
if Leonard Nimoy was still around, bless his heart.
Oh man, like I mean,
I would have loved to have him voice Galvatron in the line.
That'd be cool. I mean, even though like it would have been exactly just since Sentinel Prime just happened, but it would have been interesting to have that.
Leonard Nimoy, he did voice Galvatron in the '86 film. I would have loved to hear that voice in the big screen, because the one that we got for Sentinel was totally different. That was not Galvatron. That was for strictly Sentinel. I would have loved to hear the '86 Galvatron voice on this Galvatron, just for like slight reference, but also because the voice really fit.
True. I think if you put that voice into that movie, it would have been great. It would have been connected more. But I guess I just ended with Galvatron himself was lackluster. He didn't
Stinger,
especially Stinger too. Like especially Stinger, he literally had when it comes to characterless characters, Stinger was the most characterless of all. Only because he was a drone, he really didn't. He didn't give him a voice or anything.
Basically, here's Stinger's character, Decepticon Bumblebee.
Yeah, exactly. The point of Stinger was to give Bumblebee a new design for the sell the toys, and then which Bumblebee discards the entire design in general to go back to his old design.
We never even got a proper toy of him aside from a one-step changer. I feel even disappointed that Takara didn't even make like a proper Pagani shell.
Yeah.
We just got a straight up like cliff jumper. I still bought it, but I was in hopes of, hey, there's going to be a third-party company out there who's going to make a Pagani shell, which won't be that, difficult to. Never happened.
Yeah, I hope to see that. I'm excited to have because these Decepticons were very boring because most of them were just there for fodder. The only big villain that spoke and was in your face, preparing to destroy Optimus, almost what did was Lockdown. So I'm glad that in the last night we're going back, back to square one. Megatron's back, whole new Decepticon cast, and they have character. We now know that Mohawk talks. We now they dropped names for characters. I'm glad that they're going back to square one for that because it's I missed it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any specific thing I want to talk about here. Yeah, a lot of there was that Asian character, the Asian person that helping Joshua Joyce. She was like,
yeah, Li Bingbing's character, who I don't even think we get to learn about.
yeah, she was like really a lot of these people. Like when it comes to if you saw any like focus on Asian and character in this movie, it was because once again, like a lot of this movie was promoted for Chinese audiences, and there was a Chinese artist singing in one shot. There was there's that weird shot when Joshua Joyce is God watching this watching this again. It was so annoying. The part where Stanley Tucci's character is just laughing about the fact that he's holding a nuke. And
oh yeah, and
such
the dude in the elevator is just like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, like that scene is literally like, dude, why are you laughing? And why is this scene longer? Like, why is he laughing is longer than he should be? And then when the bad guys come to fight him, this random dude like drops his bags and just you're just creating the large. Yeah, you're creating the largest stereotype, saying that every Asian knows kung fu. Thank you. Thank you, writers of Transformers.
Makes things wonderful. I mean, God, that scene was useless. It was Oh, another pointless scene that was the fucking Rainbow Dash Transformium bullshit.
Oh yeah, great. You got put some kind of Hasbro marketing in there.
I see why they did it, but was it necessary? And another useless character, Wembley. He was only there for
the fat dude. Whose character was that he likes donuts. Yeah.
And yeah, that's honestly it. And I think another one. What was her other? Darcy.
Darcy. She was. Like I said before, all characters were one-dimensional and boring. It's from almost all humans. And
90% or 75% of the actual human villains die. Attinger dies. Savoy actually dies. Just Joshua Joyce is alive.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So I guess to go ahead and put a label of where I put this of my three movies of Transformers 1 at 8, Transformers Dark of the Moon at 7, and Revenge of the Fallen at 4. I go ahead and I'm gonna put Age of Extinction at a 5.5. It's like it's just not strong enough to be 6, and it's not too bad to be 5. It's just in that limbo between there. Like it's because I'm putting these as movies. Like as a fan, Age of Extinction is like beautiful to watch. I love watching it. As a fan, I think I would put Age of Extinction at like 2, but it's bad, unfortunately. Not as bad as Revenge of the Fallen.
I guess I'll try and go ahead and give my ratings. I mean,
go ahead. Go ahead and give your ratings on all the movies.
Yeah, I wasn't here for the first 3, and that's fine. I want to do this one just because this is practically the substitute continuation of TLK week. So Cyborgraptor, first of all, thank you for doing this.
No problem.
Yeah, I wish I was able to give out the reviews. I'm gonna do 2 ratings. I'm gonna do one for Transformers film and just general, and then I'm gonna do the other one in like classic, like general audience sort of thing. So Transformers 1, I'm gonna give that a general audience rating of a 6.5. Honestly.
Wow, that's a failing grade. You think Transformers 1 failed as a movie?
There were some parts where it was a little bit long, where it I feel like it didn't really captivate the audience all too much. The only time it really did was like when we actually got to see the actual Transformers, and that was roughly towards the 3rd act, if not 2nd.
All right.
But as a Transformers film, I will give it a 8. Because it was good. It had a strong story. Had some good characters. The Decepticons designs were really cool looking. But I give it an 8 also because the human characters were sort of annoying. And
wait, you're saying is this for as a movie or as a fan?
No, this is for the Transformers rating.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Revenge of the Fallen, and I heard 8, and I panicked for a second. Okay, so this is still for the first movie?
Yeah, like I said,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm doing 2 ratings.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
general rating is like a 6 point. Actually, I'll bump it up to a 7. I'll give it a 7 because it does seem like a sort of movie that most people would watch, like in general audience, because it has human action first, then it actually gets to the robots, and so on and so forth.
It's very understandable. People don't have to Google anything to understand what's going on.
Super attention span as much as they used to. And as I said, Transformers rating, I honestly think it's an 8. Revenge of the Fallen was a complete shitstorm. I'm gonna give that a 4. That was a terrible movie.
Yeah,
a general movie that was terrible.
And but once again, it's not its fault. It was Age of Extinction was its own fault. That's just on them. But Transformers 2 was totally they got fucked over with all the strikes in 2008. So
okay, but all right.
But then again, that still doesn't. You can't save the fact that it still they still released that. It's still
no excuse.
Yeah, it's a bad movie.
So yeah, I will stand by that one, and I will say that is what did I say, 4?
You gave it 4, yeah.
Did I say it was a 4 for general?
Yes.
Okay, making sure. For a Transformers film, I'll give it a 4.5.
Wow, I'm surprised. I would think you to give it something high because as a fan, as a Transformers movie, I would give it something around 5 or 6. If you're watching it for Transformers, you get a lot of Transformers.
See, I'm not talking
about
robot characters. I mean, just in the terms of the actual story and everything. I'm still treating it as a general film, but I'm honestly giving that a 4.5. That was the worst out of all of them. I know some people disagree, and that's perfectly fine with me, but Dark of the Moon got better. A little longer, so general film, I'd say roughly about I'll give it a 6.5.
Good.
And for a Transformers film, I'll give it a 9. Actually, no, I'll give it an 8.5. That's the highest I'll go for that one. Because that one was really action-packed. That was
as a fan, it literally you had your classic trio, Decepticons. You had new Autobots, cool Autobots. I could agree with that.
And then for Age of Extinction, for this one, general audience rating, gonna stay dead middle, give it a 5. And for a Transformers film, I don't want it to be higher than Dark of the Moon, but a little bit of me says it kind of wants to because it did actually nail a bit better. I'm gonna give it probably I'll give it an 8.7.
All right.
Because I really genuinely enjoyed Age of Extinction. I would not take my eyes off the screen whatsoever. I thought it was really good. Cyborg?
Oh yeah, I was also I don't know if I even said my idea as a Transformers fan, because as a fan of Transformers, I agree with you in the sense that Age of Extinction is, even though as a movie it's just fucking dumb in some parts. It's great to have the Transformers be on the spotlight than the past few movies, because pretty much I'm not bored while watching Age of Extinction. I'm groaning and I'm face palming, but I'm not bored.
Yeah, so basically the ratings pretty much for me is that Age of Extinction is top right now because of course it was one of the newest ones. Dark of the Moon was second best because it was really solid, had a lot of different twists and turns. And number 1 was my third until TLK proves me wrong. And I might actually redo a lot of the ratings.
Yeah, when The Last Night comes out, I watch these movies for visuals, and I'm more interested in the robot lore than the human story. And I know for a fact The Last Night will succeed in entertaining me with the robots. So I know for a fact, as a Transformers fan, I'm gonna predict that The Last Night will be my top favorite Transformer movie to watch.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited for what The Last Night has in store.
Yep, I agree.
But yeah, I honestly think that's honestly it for like my ratings and everything. Maybe a lot of people disagree with it. That's fine. I didn't enjoy TF1 all that much after rewatching it a few times. It's like, wow, this is a kind of long movie to get into the actual Transformers stuff here. Second one, I liked it for the most part until it all came down to the stupid scenes, like with the dogs humping each other and Sam's mom
And anything with Leo.
and fucking Leo just being thirsty as all hell.
Yeah.
And the other stupid shit. Like, there was actually a scene in that whole movie that actually grossed me out, was with the Crabbot, or no, not the Crabbot. What the fuck was it? That worm Decepticon that actually went in.
Oh yeah.
I legit gagged in theater. That made me sick. But
That's
it did have
gross.
action sequences, and another thing that also hurt it was the typical, oh, Optimus Prime is dead and then he's gonna come back later cliche. Just didn't. No.
Yeah, unfortunately, as a franchise, like that is a cliche because every series of Transformers does that.
Yep. It just got. I didn't want the movieverse to do it, but it did it anyway. So cool.
All right. Are you? Then you said what you had to say. Are you going to head out, or are you? What's your plan here?
Then you want to do something else?
Yeah, I just because so we finished our review. We pretty much Age of Extinction is bad, but it's at least okay to watch. What I wanted to continue with this review is that since it's the last this is our last review, I wanted to talk about something else that's I've been wanting to talk about for a long time on this channel, and that is the promotional tie-in to Age of Extinction, the video game Transformers Rise of the Darkspark. And I would like to share my opinion on that game.
Yeah, so this is sort of a double review in a sense.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and just start on with that. So as most of you probably know, Transformers Rise of the Darkspark is the last movie tie-in game to release the console. It is half the game is a story connecting to the Fall Cybertron games, and the other half is I would say connect to Age of Extinction's movie, but it is
Cyborg, just say
nothing
it's a
connects to it.
It's a sellout to an Age of Extinction game.
There's no, it's not canon, obviously. It's literally just it's inspired by the characters of the movie, but that's it. So I'll go ahead and start saying for this review of the Darkspark. One, it literally there's nothing new to the game than if you played what you played before. If you played Fall of Cybertron, you played this game already, and like the whole idea of that game having no multiplayer was unbelievable. Almost every game has a multiplayer option, and to have that, like a game that they already have Fall Cybertron already had multiplayer, so why couldn't they just copy that to this new game? Escalation mode. It's oh god, it's so dumb. It killed the game's lifespan because of that. It's but of course, for me, what's really I think what I hate the most about this game is that it literally just they rehash everything from Fall of Cybertron and they give it a movie skin. Like Fall of Cybertron's story in this game it's just a little prequel to Fall of Cybertron. It explains a couple things, and that's actually a little enjoyable because I love Fall of Cybertron. It's like a really awesome game. It's probably the best game on console for a Transformers game in general, and having and answering a few questions and returning to some of the cool characters you liked in Fall of Cybertron was great. But when you go to the movie part of the game, that's when things fall apart because it is just the same game but with the movie character designs. And I think for me, what really bugs me is that it doesn't feel as what's the word? In Revenge of the Fallen, you feel like you're playing a Transformers movie game. You don't feel that in Darkspark. and especially like for instance, the Grimlock level for Darkspark is 100% a rehash of the Fall Cybertron level for Grimlock. Like they even give him a shield that out of nowhere that like looks like they just put on like gray spray of the shield in Fall Cybertron. Like Grimlock looks nothing like his movie counterpart. Like I mean, he looks similar, but like a lot of details are different or blander. And like, and same with like Optimus Prime Bumblebee. Optimus Prime's design is not like the design in the movie. Bumblebee has a couple things wrong with his movie design. Drift is the only him and Lockdown are. It's like this the whole part of the game, the part that's selling people to buy it. You know, the Age of Extinction game is so like choppy and lazy. Like, oh god, it makes me angry that I got that game because I mean I feel like they should just release the Fall Cybertron part for DLC for Fall Cybertron, and then just made a better game with Age of Extinction and just go something new. What do you think, Michael? I need to recollect my thoughts on why I hate this game more.
I took a long time to think about this, actually. Not since you just brought this up, but I've actually been thinking more and more. Why do I like Darkspark? I mainly only like it because it does have like another Cybertron game pretty much invested into it. However, I will definitely agree with you that the movie part of it completely is unneeded and not necessary at all. It is one of the actual, like, it is one of the most useless points of the game to where it is basically the multiverse theory. That is all this game is.
Yeah.
And as much as I like that it's kind of doing that, at the same time, I don't like it. Because it has nothing to provide for the current story of the Falls on the Cybertron level. And then immediately it's just like the Darkspark is in this dimension, or in this reality. Lockdown wants it, and then all the Darkspark does is basically chaos control. And it's stupid. Because when I imagined the Darkspark, I was imagining, oh, it's not only going to reanimate the dead, but it might do something else. Nope.
No.
Just no. It's just chaos control and reanimate the dead. An ancient dark relic like that, you think would do so much more, but no.
Yeah.
The character models, lazy. Drift isn't an official license. Bugatti, Stinger for the DLC, and Lockdown aren't even official license.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Um,
the Optimus Prime smokestacks are animated off. Like they're not. They don't like kind of slay off to the sides. They just go stand up straight up, and that's annoying.
Yep. The overall story alone is the fact that Lockdown is throwing a giant hissy fit because he wants to be paid again. That is what honestly hurt me for that.
Yeah, like it's this like the character Lockdown, they totally like you can tell that they had to make this game, but they didn't have much to go off on for Age of Extinction, except like concept art.
And the other thing that honestly really bugged me about this was they got Greg Berger to voice him when they've gotten fucking Mark Ryan to do the Bumblebee voice for Revenge of the Fallen's game.
Yeah, a waste.
I love Greg Berger. I like Lockdown's voice in it, but for God's sake, just something different, please.
Yeah, I mean, and like his whole scheme of because Lockdown's plan with the Darkspark is to kind of help him create a time machine to bring back the Decepticons, I guess, before they die in Dark of the Moon.
Oh,
and you know, and hopefully and start the war again and to get paid. Though that would probably create a terrible like time shift that he would like. A lot of things can go wrong with that. It's a lot of holes in that plan in general. Like it's like it sucks because like it's pretty much so when they made the game they were like, hey, can you tell us Lockdown's character for the movie? And they're like, oh, we can't tell you that, we don't know, because at this point we're just now filming the movie, so we'll just say that just give him that fact that he's a bounty hunter, and just play with it. And you're like, okay.
What part of that doesn't even have to do with the movie other than I'm a bounty hunter? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's throwing a giant freaking hissy fit because he ain't getting paid.
And then like there's a part in the game where Stinger shows up, like he was his own character to begin with, which that's not true. Like
do shit, same thing as a movie. Doesn't talk. Doesn't.
Yeah. Let's see. Like there's something else here. Like I said before, like I don't know why that really bugs me. It's just more of a nitpick. But like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are based off like concept arts that were released first, but then they are fixed later on as the movie got into post production, and so they don't look as movie accurate as they should. And that goes for like a lot of other characters, especially like I said, Grimlock. Michael knows this. I'm surprised. It baffles me that of all the Grimlock like promotion of the toys and the games, like that no one could get his face right. It's upsetting me, like the movie, but none of the toys or the games can get that. The only toy that got it right is a dumb turbo changer for the last night, and I don't want that. It surprises me how they should have. No one could design Grimlock 100% correct, and this game just laughs at me if I ever play that level.
Yeah.
And then there's also, speaking of that level, like Grimlock, when he executes someone, it's literally he's doing the same thing in Fall of Cybertron, even though it's not a sword, it's some giant like mace mallet thing, but he's stabbing someone with his giant, club. Great. Oh, good job. Good job. Who did this game? Is it someone else, right? Not High Moon.
No, it was freaking Edge of Realities.
Well, that company, shame on you. Shame on yourselves.
I only wish this game was done proper. It should have been given more justice.
But then again, and then there's the Fall Cybertron part where like it's really cool. There is errors in that part too. Like the Megatron's body thing was completely wrong. His body should be the War for Cybertron design, since that part it took place before Fall Cybertron. It's funny, but it's funny that like in the main menu, when like the main menu has all these glossy designs of the characters, and they show War for Cybertron and Megatron's design in the background, but they never use it in the actual game. But like when it comes to the lore, if you want to know like some cool lore, there's a Shockwave level that like you listen to the diaries of older Transformers and you hear about Galvatron in the past, because in the line continuity, Galvatron isn't in the future.
Yeah,
Galvatron is an old warrior of the past.
Don't forget about G-Axis and Krenix and Unicron.
Exactly. Like it's like to hear all these old names, like as a fan, you're like, oh, it's really cool. But like, and it just sucks that like this game, like the Fall Cybertron part is the only good part, and what's the worst ever, like to me, like right now as this game is on stores, it is still $30 to $40, and it is still full price on PSN. I don't know how it is on Xbox, but on PlayStation you have to buy the whole game still if you want to play it. Ugh.
I just really wish this game was given more justice. I also feel like that put the nail in the... I feel like that put the nail in the coffin for Transformers games. Like, sure, we got Devastation about a few years afterward, but there has been no announcement of a Transformers The Last Night game, and I'm honestly a bit upset about that.
The movie franchise for games is gone. Like, all we can pray for is a sequel to Devastation, which I'm surprised has not yet come. Like, I'm pretty sure Devastation was successful, right?
You were cutting out a little bit. What'd you say?
Was Transformers Devastation successful?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people bought it. A lot of people brought him back to G1.
Yeah, like I'm surprised that's not a sequel yet. But the movie games are gone thanks to Darkspark. Like it's bad.
I honestly just feel as though that was also a cop-out as to trying to get two games into one when that shouldn't have even been the thing. at all.
Yeah.
That was a poor excuse of a game. I still like it. I still play it for the Cybertron levels. I don't give a shit about the other stuff. But like even then, it's just it has a little bit of continuity for the Cybertron part. Actually, a lot of continuity for the Cybertron part, because you do see Trypticon again, and you have to activate like one of his main weapons to destroy Colcular's holding cell for Prime, Jazz, and Cliffjumper. I just wish that they would have gone back to the War for Cybertron design bodies, because they didn't officially get those Fall of Cybertron bodies until Fall of Cybertron. But what can you do?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much else to really say about it except Rise of the Darkspark was a train wreck. It was a cop-out. It was a train wreck. It had no purpose for it whatsoever.
Hello.
So, I love the game still, but not as much as I used to because I barely play it, and I just no. So, that's me. I give the rating literally probably a 5 or 5.5.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. What about you? What's your rating?
Darkspark. Oh, I gave it like a 3, 2. Like it's like and those two, that 3 and 2 is just for Cybertron. But you know, as a game, like no multiplayer, escalation's boring.
I see why they no multiplayer, because there were a lot of modders and hackers on like Fall Cybertron servers and more for
yeah, but like I don't think that should cause them to just take it away in general. Like Fall Cybertron still has multiplayer for its PS4 release, and it's doing totally fine. There's no like hackers or anything. War for Cybertron is a no-go wasteland for multiplayer. That's true. That's been hacked and it's ruined. But
they didn't give a shit after.
Yeah, exactly. War for Cybertron. I mean, Fall Cybertron though was stronger. I mean, right? I will say the port to PS4, the online is kind of ruined. Like it's choppier and it's not as fluent as the original PS3 version. But at least there's no hacking, there's no bugs. Like I think if what would be great is like, let's say if Transformers 5 did have a movie game, it would be cool to have them like they get the original team for Revenge of the Fallen and then make a new game for that. Though that's just me. I'm saying that because I love Revenge of the Fallen. There's a whole video about that. But that game was fucking great.
Games like that need to come back. I hope we get a movie game for The Last Night. I really do.
But yeah, I don't think so. The era for movie games is over.
Oh well, it was a good run.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else we need to talk about Cyborg?
Do you like the song "Torches" by from the Asian artist for The Last Night?
Jesus Christ, no.
What, really? Dude, I love that song. It's so good.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think it's catchy as fuck.
You're being real with me. You actually enjoy it?
I enjoy that. I really enjoy that. I really like that song.
I can't get behind it. It doesn't seem like it would suit a Transformers film.
Like it's like I don't see it happening in the movie. I don't see it being played. I mean, maybe in the
it's the main theme.
Torches is the main theme.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. If that's legit, I'm okay with that. Hell yeah.
I'll probably just have to get an acquired.
Every other day I go to the gym and run, and it's such a great song to run to. It's
okay. I'm not fond of it. I have to listen to it again, but I just can't.
See, like I would say, I would like have this last part here be like a little prediction, but
yeah, fucking why not? I mean, I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, that's like the thing. Like I can't. I don't know what to say in front of you because I'm afraid you're gonna say some innuendo.
I will not say anything.
I trust you now.
Yeah, I won't say anything.
Okay, Michael, do you think this movie's gonna be good?
50-50.
50-50?
Actually, 75 out of.
Like as a movie?
Yeah, okay, maybe not as a movie. I want to say maybe 50-50, but like as a Transformers movie, fuck yeah, we're gonna like all this.
Okay, yeah, oh yeah. I know. Like I know for a fact I'm gonna explode when I'm in the
Now,
theater.
I will just say this for reference for today. For if you do want to do predictions, I know a lot about this movie.
Exactly.
I ran a spoiler thread. For those of you who don't know, I ran a spoiler thread on Transformers World or TFW2005.com, and it actually was quite successful. I was assisted by a trusted member of the Transformers fandom and by the name of Aaron09345. This dude has been spotlighted and shouted out many times on the Raging Nations channel. He's that trusted. He's been giving us a lot of info for Transformers the last night, and he saw the movie at the London Q&A because they did show a screening of it afterward, and then he got to go again because Paramount International invited him for the London premiere in the UK as well. So he got to see this twice. He told me a lot about this film, so I strongly advise, if you do not want to see or know about the spoilers, do not look at the thread because it is now merged, and it's actually one of TFW's first headlines. Don't click on it. Do not click on the first thing. I guarantee you. My stuff is actually in there. I contributed a lot to that. I answered a lot of questions. I advise you also to not come to the stream on Instagram tomorrow night because I'm going to be doing one on Instagram, and then I'll be doing a spoiler-free video review here on my channel, on our channel rather.
And when it comes to that, I will say that because unfortunately, I told you this before, Michael. Like as much as I would love to like jump on and join you on that, just like because like you're gonna be, I'm pretty sure you'll be going on YouTube like right after the movie, right?
It'll be roughly about 1 a.m. It'd be roughly about 1 a.m. or midnight.
Yeah, see, like, and that's for you. So, because me and Michael live completely opposite side of the country. I live in Arizona. He lives in Florida. So by the time he's finished with the movie, like the movie's over, he's walking out of the theater. I'm going to be walking in the theater watching the movie. So, like, by the time I'm out, Michael would probably be done with his review. It's good. Like that's 3 hours plus previews for me to get out and then join them. So I'm pretty sure what's gonna happen is that
I can wait. I'm a night owl.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like if you wait, then there's gonna be no one up. Like no one's gonna be up to listen to the review.
Well, damn. Well, we'll just save it for Wednesday then. But on Instagram, if you guys want to tune in, if you guys have an Instagram, feel free to come over Tuesday night. I will be doing a spoiler-filled review. So if you want to know a lot about this movie, by all means, ask me as many questions as you like. I will check back with the info that Aaron09345 has given me. I'll be sure to answer your questions properly. To answer one question right now, the Autobot Patriot and Bernie asked, TFA, did he say it was good? I'll just say this. He said it was fast-paced in terms of story, but he did say it was good as Dark of the Moon, but not as good as TF1.
Okay, let's see. That's all I need to know. If it's as good as Dark of the Moon, then I feel safe.
That's a good sign already.
That's a good sign. Yeah,
it's not as good as TF1, but it was good as Dark of the Moon.
The idea of it being fast-paced is also good. I'm bored, and I enjoyed that.
So, yeah, he did say it was good. He told me a lot of info. So once again, if you guys want to if you want to come over on Instagram, I will be going live Tuesday night. So feel free to stop by, ask me questions. I'll be sure to answer them. But do not look at the thread if you don't want spoilers. Because I'm going to the Optimus Prime time event. So stay tuned for that. You think we should end it here?
Yeah, I think we're good. All right, thank you all for watching. This is it, the final quadrilogy review, and it's over. Like with TFA, like it's
the Penta trilogy this time.
Yeah, I mean, I will be doing a spoiler we'll probably do a spoiler-free review. If not Tuesday night, I mean, we can totally just make a review, and no one's just not gonna be there, so then people could watch it when they wake up Wednesday. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess it depends. Like when I get off, when I get done with the movie, if you're online, we'll talk about it. Obviously.
Oh hell yeah! But like we're not super. Like we'll do a stream on Wednesday. We will do a stream on Wednesday night. I think that would
sounds
be
good. For me, if I want to fully review the movie, because what I usually do with the past Transformers movies is I watched the movie premiere and then I went directly to go see it again.
See, that's what Aaron did. That is exactly what he did, and he told me he got a lot more information the second time because of how fast paced this.
Exactly. I feel like this is a movie where you need to watch a few. Like, as a fan, if you want to get everything, you gotta watch it a few times. I'm pretty sure normal people are gonna be like watching it, like, okay, I'm glad I saw that. I'm out of here.
There is one thing I do want to say though, and it's not really spoilerish. There are a lot of sub stories.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can tell. Like there's a whole bunch of different people's stories going on. You got Isabella's, you got Cade's, you got what?
I said there are a lot of stories, sub stories that kind of conflict with each other.
I'm so excited. I'm excited to hear because I remember someone told me something about a scene, and I'm excited to see more about it. I'm so It's almost like a day away. Oh, that's so exciting.
Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., everyone. If you're going to the Optimus Prime event, do it. If not, go on Wednesday. And if you can't go Wednesday, go this week.
Yeah, I mean, it is the Optimus Prime Time event is expensive as balls. But you are getting a free T-shirt. So,
how much do you have to pay for it?
I paid. It was $18.
Fuck, dude, I only have to pay like $13.
Well, you're lucky. I mean, you're getting you're getting a free T-shirt and shit?
Yeah, if you simply just purchase a ticket while you're there, they will still give you the free T-shirt and the small popcorn.
Yeah, probably. For me, also, I think what might expensive that my theater is more higher class. It is a reserved seat. Like it's not like I bought a ticket and a seat. Like I know where I'm sitting. I don't need to wait in line to sit down.
You did.
I know exactly what.
You did reserved seat.
Yeah, I did reserved seating. Like I know I'm sitting in the middle of this IMAX 3D camera. I'm not gonna miss anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and aim for the middle as well because
Is your theater first come first serve?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, do you think your parents are not gonna mind sitting in the theater?
There are like 307 seats available yet.
Oh, okay,
so I'll have a chance. We'll make
for me, like when it comes to IMAX 3D movies, if they're really busy movies, something that people all want to see, I go like an hour at most 2 hours early. Like I mean, for the Avengers, I was for the midnight premiere, I was there at 3. That's 7 hours. I was first in line. But like movies like for last night, like if I had to wait, I would probably be sitting in the line for 2 hours. But luckily, I don't have to at all. I really just it's in a mall area, so I might go play Transformers Human Alliance. Go see the last night.
You can post that on the channel.
What?
You can post that on the channel.
I'm not gonna try to put my phone record. I tried recording it remember a long time ago. I tried recording it for you back when I first saw it. That was so hard. I'm not gonna try that. But yeah, okay. This is it. This is the end of our little review thing here. Thank you so much for watching.
We're done here.
Yeah.
Self-promotion's everything out of the way. There's not much to really self-promote other than, again, if you want to come to Instagram, by all means, Tuesday night. Stay tuned for that. I'm not going to do the long outro. Cyborg, take it away.
Okay, yeah, thank you all for watching. You guys have a great time. Are you guys excited? I hope you are. Put your comments, subscribe. Balls up, Harambe. Peace.